Oh, yes. Yes. Being undefeated. That just it just seems so right.
Kings of the AFC North.
Yeah. But this week we got two undefeated teams going at it. We'll get to that. Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover six teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Rams, and of course, our undefeated Steelers. Oh, yeah. Man, oh, man. Week two is behind us, man. Did you learn anything this week, like from the teams? Usually, I always say after 4 weeks, you kind of know who everybody kind of is.
Yeah.
Anybody sticking out to you?
The Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
They put an absolute beating on the Rams, man, and they made it tough for the Rams. So if I'm any team in the NFC West or just NFC in general, I'm watching out for those Cardinals. And I did make a video, for those of you who don't know, saying why they could make the Super Bowl. So maybe I'm right in that situation. I don't know.
Out of all 32 teams in the NFL, you chose them to make a video about.
I mean, either way, I'm going to be right. I'm going to perfectly predict the Super Bowl. For those of you who don't know, I already perfectly predicted the Super Bowl. But that's besides the point. Arizona Cardinals really caught my eye. How about you?
Oh man, you know what? They flew way under the radar for me. Yes, I would say them. I would say them, man. Yeah, it would have to be them. It would have to be them.
And the Saints of New Orleans.
That's who I was thinking of. That's why, you know what? That's who I should go with, because I picked them in the beginning of the season. I thought they were probably gonna go winless, that they weren't gonna win. But the Saints, I think I heard it said that they're like second place in the entire NFL history to score the most points in the first two games. Wow, man! Like, what the heck? So I would say the Saints. I would say the Saints.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit more sold on the Cardinals than the Saints, but you know what? It's only been 2 weeks. There's still some matchups that need to happen. So, let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Mm.
But for the records, our records, the Pick Six records, we're both standing at 6-6. The champs at 6-6. I'm at 6-6, dead even right now. And with that, we have our first game of the week, that being the Green Bay Packers walking into Nashville to play the Tennessee Titans. The Packers are 1-1 coming off a win against the Colts. And the Titans are 0-2 coming off a loss to the Jersey Jets, man. How do you feel about this one?
I thought the Packers looked pretty decent, man. Even though they got their whole quarterback situation, they're trying to get on top of. Wasn't there an incident where he threw up on the ball?
Honestly, I didn't catch too
I,
much of
I,
that
I,
one.
I was watching it with the sound off because I was watching some of the other games. But as they're trying to get their situation figured out, I think they're actually in pretty good, decent hands scheduling wise, because they beat the Colts, right?
Yep.
And now they got the Tennessee Titans. I mean, schedule wise, this is definitely in their favor. If you're gonna have a situation where your quarterback is going down, this is the kind of schedule that you want. So I got to go Packers on here. I don't know too much about the Tennessee Titans. I think Mason Rudolph is down there as a
Yeah.
backup or something. So unless they throw that guy in there, watch out. But yeah, I got to go Packers. I'll be keeping a little bit more of a closer eye. Like I said, I was watching it with the sound down because I was watching some of the other games. Because the Steelers didn't play till the afternoon games, at least over here on the West Coast. That's what we call them, the late games. Because you had all the other games going on, so I was watching those. But I was keeping somewhat of an eye on the Packers and Colts game, man. And with the schedule they have, If they beat the Colts, I would say they should be able to beat the Titans. Where's this game at?
It is in Tennessee. It's in
Mm.
Nashville. But
Nah.
Titans aren't very good of a football team.
Yeah, I gotta go Green Bay.
And Malik Willis was actually drafted by the Tennessee Titans. So there is a little bit of a storyline there. However, for the Packers, they did what they had to do to win last week. Was it pretty? No. Okay, they ran the ball. They did what they had to do. Willis did not really make any mistakes too much, which is starting to sound like another team that I know. But the Packers, they don't need to be perfect before Jordan Love comes back. They just need to win enough games, just to keep you in some form of contention there. And I think they come off with a win as well here and improve to 2-1. It's a game that they should win.
If they keep winning, even though it doesn't look pretty, but if Williams goes undefeated, put Jordan Love back in.
Okay. See, it's a little bit of a different situation in this compared to, say, the Steelers situation.
Okay.
Jordan Love's their franchise guy.
All right.
That's the key difference there.
Mhm.
It's like when the Steelers had Ben Roethlisberger, okay? If Mason Rudolph or Charlie Batch got a win, right?
Mm.
He'd look good, but, I mean, you're not going to replace Charlie Batch with Ben Roethlisberger.
Hey, man, shout out to Charlie Batch,
The
man.
greatest backup quarterback of all time. But still, you get my point, right?
Okay, but I'm saying that because Love could be out for 6 weeks. If he wins, if Williams wins every single game, Love is ready to come back. Love has only played one game this season? He lost that game. Do you disrupt what's going on?
Okay.
Okay.
Unless Malik is the one that's carrying the team, then that's a different story.
Okay.
But if they're winning like they did last week, no.
Okay.
No, because they were relying on the run game a lot. Defense did look pretty good, and that's why they won.
Because 6 weeks, that's a good enough time to say, you know what? I think we got something here. If it's just one game, maybe 2 games, that's probably not enough time to say, like, oh, you know what? Yeah, let's make the switch. But 4 or 6 games, I think that's enough right there. That's enough of a cushion to say, oh, this is going to be our new guy. But you're right. It's got to see how much he is the one putting it out there for them to win the game.
Yeah, he has to be the reason for them winning. Okay. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers walking into Las Vegas to play the Raiders. The Panthers are 0-2 coming off of just a terrible loss against the Chargers, man. And we got the Raiders coming off of a win in Baltimore against the Ravens. What do we have here, man? I believe it's the Raiders home opener, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's the Raiders home opener.
Have we been talking about the Panthers every week so far?
I think so.
It seems like it. Well, look, nonetheless, man. Yeah, man. The Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders against Baltimore. See, that's a game I was keeping an eye on.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good game,
I was
too.
keeping an eye on that game, man. Good stuff, man. I was so glad to see it. I'll let you go first, man. I'm trying to get my thoughts here together on what I want to say when it comes to the Raiders. Well, yeah, go ahead, because this matchup should be kind of easy.
All right, well.
It should be.
It should be. But, the Raiders did upset the Ravens. I'll give them that. I will give them that, and I thank the Raiders for that. I'm still not sold on the Raiders. Okay, the quarterback situation, it's still not the best, all right? That's what's really kind of getting to me with the Raiders. They have a really good team. They really do. It's just the quarterback situation. I don't know if they could beat the better teams on a continuous basis like they did against the Ravens.
Do you give them a little bit of extra because they beat them in Baltimore?
Yeah, but it's only week 2, and upsets do happen here. And there were for some weird reason there was quite a few upsets last week. I don't know if I'm the only one that realized that or saw that. There was quite a few upsets last week, but I'm going Raiders. There's no reason why the Raiders should lose this game. I know I was really low on them last week. I was saying that the Ravens were going to blow them out. You got the Panthers, man. The Panthers are like tied with the worst team in the NFL. It's either them or the Giants. Come on, Raiders. You got to win this one.
Hey, look, Raiders, after a win like that, I mean, yes, man, this should be a layup. Should be, though. It should be. Okay? Now, here's the thing. What trips me out is that the Ravens have not won a game yet. Okay.
Ravens or the Bengals are winning, and the Bengals are winning.
All right. So, gracias to the Raiders, man. The Raiders, right? Having their home opener. The only thing I would say is if it took too much out of them, and now they're taking the Panthers lightly. I mean, look, the Panthers have a chip on their shoulder. They cannot be a happy team. I'm sure they're going to have some chip on their shoulder. The Raiders are going to have to be, on their P's and Q's, man, because, I could see an upset here.
Ooh.
I can definitely see an upset here. I'm going to go Raiders. Okay. I'm going to go Raiders. But I'm going to say I won't be surprised if the Panthers win. There's just something eating away at me, saying like, wow, something a little off, man. Something a little off. After a good high win like that in Baltimore, by the way, I could see the Raiders just like, whoa, we lost against a team that we should beat.
It's happened before too.
Yeah.
Some teams have done that. They've gotten a really good win, and then just for the next week just to lose. I definitely have seen that plenty of times as a Steeler fan.
But I'll go Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers are going through a whole lot too. Andy Dalton is actually getting the start for the Panthers. I don't know if you've heard about that.
No.
Andy Dalton is getting the start for the Panthers that game. There's a lot going on with Carolina, man. I don't even know if they win a game this year.
Hey, well, look, Raider fans, if you guys miss John Gruden, Chucky, you get to play against a Chucky-looking dude, man, and Andy Dalton.
Raiders, this is a must-win right here. You got to have it. All right. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens walking into Arlington to play the Dallas Cowboys. The Ravens are 0-2, coming off of a loss against the Raiders. And the Cowboys are 1-1, coming off of an embarrassing loss to the New Orleans Saints, man. Just getting completely blown out. How do you see this one, man? Both teams coming off. Well, I don't know how bad of a loss the Ravens one was, but definitely the Cowboys are coming off a bad loss. How do you see this one, man? This one's a little bit of a weird one. I don't know.
It is a little tougher to choose. However, I just want to say reverse psychology. See what I did to the Saints? See the power that the champ has? I said they were going to go winless, that they were not going to win a game. Now they are in second place in NFL history, from what I understand, could be wrong, of scoring the most points in the first 2 games. Reverse psychology.
They're on pace to go undefeated too if they continue to win like this. They're on pace, technically.
That's the power. They saw pick 6 and they're like, wow, let me prove him wrong. But see, I was a part of it. I was on that side the entire time. I knew what I was doing. This is in Arlington, Texas.
Yes, it is.
Man, I want the Cowboys to win. Okay, I want the Cowboys to win. I know the Cowboys got to have some sort of chip on their shoulder after a bad loss like that. However, man, can you see Baltimore losing 3 straight?
You know what?
Man,
You know what?
I don't know,
You know
man. I
what?
want Cowboys to win.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm picking Baltimore because I don't see them going on 3.
I'll go Cowboys then.
Okay.
I'll go Cowboys. I want Cowboys to win, but yeah, for that reason, 0-3.
I don't.
Man,
Baltimore
that's a
0-3.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Well, what about the fact that they're playing in Jerry's world?
I mean, the Saints played in Jerry's world, and they beat the hell out of the Cowboys. Look, man, the Cowboys ain't them boys. All right, I don't think it was the best
Whoa.
idea. Yeah, they're not.
Whoa.
They're not, man. I'm sorry, Cowboy fans, but there's so much that needs to change that isn't gonna change. I don't think Jerry should be.
There was a huge change, man. Dak became the highest paying football player of all time.
And he should. And he shouldn't be, man.
Should he be? Hey, we asked you, Cowboy fans, that should he be or not? I don't think he should be. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback.
And I'll say, in order for the Cowboys to finally get to where they want to get to, there's going to be a lot of changes that needs to happen, which hasn't happened at all and doesn't even look like it's going to happen. So, yeah, man, I'm definitely going Baltimore here. I don't see them going 0-3.
I'm going to put my faith in them boys, all right? Crush them, Cowboys. Crush them. They're coming to your house, all right? We are talking about a winless team. You're going to give them their first victory? You? Come on now. Come on.
Winless team.
Have a little pride in yourselves. Okay? So I go Cowboys.
All right, man. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers walking into SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. The Niners are 1-1, coming off of an upset loss against the Minnesota Vikings. And the Rams are 0-2, coming off of a blowout loss, just a terrible loss against the Cardinals. And the Rams kind of dealt with some injuries. I mean, it was just a bad game. And they just had a bad Sunday in Arizona at the Toaster. They got toasted. They got toasted. And not only did they get toasted, they got burnt.
Yeah.
What do we feel on this one, man? That's so far, but we already know how it even goes. You know, it's Santa, or sorry, what do they call it? Levi Stadium South, I believe that's what they call it.
Yeah, I look, for those that don't know, because some people trip out, man. Some people are like, oh, wait a second, 49er fans in Southern California? Oh, yeah, dog, yeah. I think you'll probably be, I don't want to exaggerate. I think you'll probably be like 60% Niner fans. What do you think?
Maybe more.
I don't know about.
Well, you got to think about the 49er fans actually from up north, too, that come down here, too, which I don't know how many do, but I'm assuming that there's a good chunk that probably come down here, too.
Yeah. But there's already a big fan base of Niner fans here in SoCal as well. All right. Well, okay. That's what I was asking you on Sunday. What's going on with the Niners? They lost to the Vikings. I was like, that was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah. I think they're another team that needs change as well. I don't think Shanahan's the right head coach for the Niners. I just certain things that have gone on, and like the flaws have really started to show. Like the thing with Christian McCaffrey, you know he's injured, and you didn't put him on the reserve or whatever, and now he's going to be gone to what, week 6, week 7, because you didn't do it in advance. There's something just off about the Niners. They have a really, really talented team. There's just something off, man.
All right, so both teams are coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
I still think both of these teams, man, are pretty decent or have a promising future in this season. obviously the Cardinals are really surprising the heck out of me. So now I don't know if I'm because I was putting like Niners and then Rams like right below them. But now looking at the Cardinals, I'm like, hey, what the heck is going over there in Arizona, man? Maybe that's where everybody needs to be focused on when we're talking about the NFC West, right? Um, this one, man, in SoFi, yeah, there's gonna be some Rams fans there, but there's probably gonna be a little bit more Niner fans. Both of them coming off of a loss. Man, I'm gonna go Niners. I think I'll go. I'm gonna go Rams.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Rams. I'm gonna go for the home team.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the home team, man. I'm gonna go for the Los Angeles Rams, homie. The home team. All right. So that's what I'm gonna do for no other reason. For really no other reason. This is kind of like a pick'em game to me. I was expecting something different from both of these teams. I really was. Okay. Now they're making me question both of them. So, for no other reason, I'm just going to go with the Los Angeles Rams because they're the home team. Even though when you guys tune in, you guys see a lot more 49er jerseys.
Yeah. Look, I've said this before. I think the Rams' best football days are behind them as far as in this era. They took their chance to get that ring. They've gotten that ring. And yeah, their best football's behind. And I do see them going 0-3 right now. And for the Niners, you got to win this game. You have to. You have to win. All right. Start off 1-2. You're supposed to be the best, or at least top 3 in the NFC, and you are not looking that way right now.
No, you're not.
You got to win this game, Niners. You have something to prove to the people and to the NFL. So you got to go and win that game.
And you got to prove it to the champ right here because right now you haven't. To the Pick Six champ, and you have not proven to the Pick Six champ. This guy right here is not convinced. Okay. And that needs to be eating away at you. But let me go ahead and send a message out there. Let me send a message. The reason why we cover the Rams is not because they have a huge fan base, right? But they're a Los Angeles team, okay? We're from here, all right? So that's why we chose the Rams. They have a decent fan base in LA, okay? I'm not going to say they don't have a fan base at all. They got a decent fan base, right? You got Rams, you got Chargers. Chargers, their fan base is growing, but good gosh, man, they're still like in the trunk of the car. They're not even in the back seat. However, I do want to say this. Rams, don't think you cannot get replaced by the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't think that the Pick Six, because what if they lose, they'll be what, 0-3?
Yeah.
Don't think we just decided to say, hey, we got to cover at least one Los Angeles team. Don't think, Rams, for a second that you are not replaceable because we will start covering the Chargers if you keep it up. There's your Pick Six champion talking now.
He calls the shots right now. He
He
calls the shots, man.
Don't think that I'm gonna be just sitting down watching some horrible football just so we can hold on to a Los Angeles team. Oh, there's another option, and maybe they don't have a big enough fan base like you guys do. And let's not get crazy like your guys.
Their fan base is growing.
It is growing. It's catching up on you. It's not quite caught up yet, but they're nipping at your heels. You can feel their breath behind your neck now. Okay? So don't think for a second that we won't X you out and bring in the bolts. Don't think for a second, all right? So you think about that when you hit the field.
Controversy in the
In
Pick Six
Inglewood.
studios, man.
You think about that. I'm picking the Rams to win.
Controversy in the Pick Six studio. But you know what? I'll also say Shanahan's record against McVay in the regular season, I mean, the Niners are beating them almost every time.
Well,
So,
everybody loves McVay, but I don't really hear anybody talking about him anymore.
yeah, no.
Is he starting to lose a little bit of his sting, or?
Them and the Rams have lost their steam.
All right.
I do believe that. But you know what? It happens. They got what they wanted. They got their ring.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
And last but not least, we have the battle of two undefeated teams. Team that we're just talking about. The Los Angeles Chargers, the Bolt, walking into Heinz Field. And yes, I will always say Heinz Field to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chargers are coming off of a win against the Panthers. And the Steelers are coming off a win against Denver. And I get what you might say. Well, what is a win against the Panthers? What is a win against the Broncos? Hey, the records still stay the same, and that's 2-0. Undefeated. It doesn't matter. That's all I'm going to say here.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay. All right.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay. So the Chargers, which we just brought up, by the way, if you guys beat my Steelers, then you won't be replacing the Rams. No, we'll see.
That was quick, man. That was a quick turnaround.
No, we'll see. We'll see what the Rams are doing. But yeah, two teams, man, that I didn't think were going to be 2-0. To me, the Chargers were a little questionable. It was exciting. It was exciting to hear that Jim Harbaugh was going to the Chargers. And I'm like, okay, I think that's going to bring excitement to the sidelines because he brings excitement, right? He always becomes a story. The Steelers, man, it's I think the offense got a little bit better. Week 2, I think they played a little bit better. But in reality, it's still the defense that's making it happen, which is not the worst thing. Okay, it's not the worst thing. Historically, the Steelers have always been known for a dominated defense. That hasn't been the case for it's been some time, but maybe that identity is back. I don't really see too many people talking about Steeler offense or being excited for Steeler offense. As long as you got defense doing their damn thing, as long as you got Mr. Clutch and Boswell, hey, I guess you could just keep rocking and rolling. However, offense does need to make plays. I was excited that they actually got into the end zone.
They scored a touchdown. Backup tight end with a touchdown. Washington got the first touchdown of the season. I don't know who had that on their bingo card, but you know what? If you did, I mean, you're one lucky person, I guess, right?
Yeah, man. So I think this is going to be a tough game, man. This is going to be a tough game.
To watch or just in general? I mean, the Chargers defense has been playing pretty well, too.
No, okay. So I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a tough game on both teams. Obviously, I'm going to go with my Steelers. If I were not a Steeler fan, I'd probably go Chargers. I probably would. It is the Steelers' home opener, so I got to take that into consideration. In Accra, whatever, Heinz Field. How do you pronounce the other name anyway?
It's
all right.
Accra, sure.
Okay, so you definitely got to take that into consideration. I've been to a Steelers home opener. I don't know, man. Sometimes it just seems like it's draining to the team, just like how excited. Steelers are global, man, and you got people that go from. Oh, I've been there. There's people from Mexico. There's people from across the pond. You know, it's people from all over the country that go to Heinz Field, man, to watch them. And it seems like it could be a little, while it is exciting, it seems like it could be a little bit much and a little bit draining for the team, you know, because they're asked to be doing a lot of things as well. So if I were not a Steeler fan, I think I'd probably go Chargers, man. But of course, I'm gonna go with my Steelers.
You know, you brought up something pretty interesting, and I actually had to look it up. The Steelers haven't won a home opener since 2020. Since 2020. And if you want to go further, because there wasn't even any fans there, I mean, I don't even know what 2017. If you want to count with fans, that's the last time they won a home opener. 2017. Because I'm not going to count 2020. You know, no fans. I mean, are we really going to count that?
Right.
2017. That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
That is a long time. And yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough game. The Chargers are definitely looking like a better team than I thought they would be. You know, I was pretty low on the Chargers, and I expect a very defensive game. Both defenses just carrying their team. We might see one, maybe two touchdowns in this game. Because, I mean, the Steelers offense hasn't looked pretty at all. They looked better in the first half. Second half, they didn't really look that good. I'm going to be real. I'm going off what I saw. First half, yeah, they were doing pretty good. And, again, offensive penalties are holding this team back as well.
Oh, yeah.
Broderick Jones had 3 penalties in one drive.
They benched him.
In one drive. And one of them was a big play downfield to George Pickens.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's when they pulled him.
I think so.
I think that's when they pulled him. They said, get off the field, man.
But you're not doing – offense isn't doing themselves favors by shooting themselves in the foot. They did the same thing in week 1. They did the same thing in week 2. You got to stop doing that, man. You're going to – yeah, you could do that against the Falcons. Yeah, you could do that against the Broncos. You can't do that against any team in the AFC North or the top teams in the AFC. That's not how you're going to win football games against the cream of the crop in the AFC. That's not how it's going to work, man. So they need to clean that up. They need to clear all that stuff. And maybe they could actually do something.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been working in the Steelers' favor, but again, you got to get the competition and who they've been playing. You know, if they're playing some of the top teams, they could easily be 0-2 instead of 2-0. You know, but they just happen to start the season with the Panthers and with the Broncos. So, yeah, man. Like I said, if I weren't a Steelers fan, I think your best bet would be with the Chargers.
And you know, I think it's safe to say they haven't, at least offensively, haven't played their best quality football. Defense, I mean, I don't know what else you could ask for the Steelers defense. They played just absolutely dominant last week. Did what they had to do. Even got an interception in the end zone, you know, and if the offense could clear it up, man, I'm telling you, this team could probably do something. And I'll ask you this. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, has your opinion changed at all, or do you still want to see something from Russell Wilson?
I still got to see Russell Wilson.
Okay.
To me, Fields is not lighting it up. Okay.
Right.
Just like we were talking about, shoot, I just lost my train of thought. Willis, just like we're talking about Willis, when Love is ready to come back, do you put Love in? If Willis is lighting it up, no, not if he's the one lighting up the field. No, I wouldn't put Love in, right? So in this case, Fields, I don't think he's lighting it up.
No.
Yeah, they're 2-0, but is he really the reason why? You got Russell Wilson for a reason. Okay, so unless Justin Fields is out there tearing it up, man, I throw in Russell Wilson, man. You got to throw him in there. You got to see what he brings. You got to see what he got. And maybe Justin Fields is your best quarterback out of the two, but you do not know that yet.
Right.
So yeah, I say you got to put in Russell Wilson when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna keep on saying it. The offense of line or just penalties haven't really done Justin Fields favors either. But I would like to see what Russell Wilson has because from what Mike Tomlin has seen, Russell Wilson has that job for a reason, right? So then he should be better out there. Steelers are 2-0. So that means when the Steelers get Russell Wilson back, it should be a lot better of a football team, right?
Should be, man.
So I'm gonna go Steelers. I think the final score is probably like 13-9.
If you weren't a Steelers fan, would you go Steelers?
Given the history of the Steelers home openers, no.
Yeah.
No. Steelers win a home opener.
I've been there for a Steelers home opener. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Okay. I've just like I was explaining earlier. Okay. Steelers have a fan base around the world and people from around the world. There were people from Mexico, Germany, across the country. People show up and it's draining, man. And there's players here, there, everywhere. They got to go do signings. It can be pretty draining. So, man, yeah, I go get it, Steelers. Come on, man.
You gotta win at home.
Yeah, man. Break this curse.
It seems like it really seems like it's some sort of curse or something. It's been years, and I'm not counting 2020. All right.
Yeah, nobody. Because everybody was cursed. Because everybody was cursed that year, so that doesn't count.
So if we're going that logic, we're going all the way back to 2017.
Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Win at home, Steelers.
Do it.
Win at home.